If you're new here, let me catch you guys up to speed. I purchased 2 baby redtail phantom catfish, and since this 10-gallon grout tank was already cycled, I decided to set them up in here temporarily until their outdoor 55-gallon aquarium was done cycling. And after I let this aquarium cycle for a week, I decided it was time to move the new arrivals into their new grout tank outdoors. And since this tank is outdoors, I was faced with a new challenge that I never faced before. As the summer keeps getting hotter and hotter year after year, I found myself trying to rethink of ways to figure out how to keep these outdoor aquariums cool. The only solution that I came up with was doing multiple water changes every other day, trying to balance out the temperature, which probably isn't a safe thing for these catfish long term. So eventually I was forced to move them into a holding cage into one of my other ponds. But now they finally have a new place to call home once again. We're going to set up a brand new pond, and this time I'm going to show you how to build a DIY filter from scratch. And I'm also going to be giving my redtail phantom catfish some new roommates, so make sure you guys stay tuned. You won't believe what's going in next. Yo, do your boy a favor. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Yo, if you're new to the channel, thanks for watching. All right, guys, let's set this pond up. This is a kiddie pool, and I found it on Amazon. This is perfect for anyone that has limited space, whether it's on a backyard porch or a balcony. It's 4 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 1 foot deep. I'm gonna turn this into a grout pond for my phantom redtail catfish. And I'm also gonna set up my DIY 5-gallon bucket filter, which I'll show you how to build later in this video. This pond will hold just a little bit less than 100 gallons, it's about 90 gallons. What I'm doing now is filling it up with water so I can go ahead and turn on the 5-gallon bucket filter so I can add beneficial bacteria and add water conditioner so I can go ahead and let this cycle before I put the catfish and other fish in. From where I have to put this pond, I can already tell that there may potentially in the future be a bunch of little debris that's going to get in here, but I think I might have a little solution for that. I'll just use a pool skimming net to get out what I can. All right, here we go. I got the pond up and running. The filter is doing good. I don't see any leaks. I think what I'm going to do is drop the water level in this pond because I don't want the catfish or other fish that I put in here potentially jumping out. I put some pot scrubbies and some filter floss in this DIY filter from another filter so I can basically cycle this pond faster so I can get these fish in here faster. What I also did was put a shade tent up here so I can kind of block out some of the sunlight so it doesn't turn my water green and I don't get any algae blooms, and hopefully I can keep out a lot of debris like leaves and dirt that the wind might try to blow in here. I'm also going to put a baby pleco in here so he can help with, cleanup duty while I try to pellet train these baby phantom redtail catfish, because as of right now I have them on shrimp and I have them on tilapia. They're not really eating pellets. When the sunlight hits the water, this pond just looks amazing. I'm so happy with how it's being set up. I put a couple of fake plants in here. I also put some plastic planter pots in here, and I put some rocks on the inside just to kind of give it some weight to hold it down. I'm also going to probably add my electric blue cards in here. I noticed that the pipes didn't hang low enough and was causing the water to splash out, so off camera I made the pipes a little bit lower. I used a PVC pipe 1-inch connector and I added a longer PVC pipe. I wanted the water to basically flow out just above the water line to simulate, like a wave maker. Also hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, what I have in here is my Delhaize bichir. I've been growing them out inside of my 10-gallon grout tank for maybe about a little bit over a month. And I'm deciding to also add him into this pond to give him some more space to grow out. This little guy is gray, blue, and black. It has some really cool patterns on him, and I can't wait to see how big he gets. Now, for the moment that we've all been waiting for, or rather for the moment that I've been waiting for, I'm gonna release these redtail catfish, these phantoms, This is the smaller one that I have. I'm gonna release him into this pond. He's just gonna love it in here. The pond is actually 1 degree warmer than this pond. So let's go ahead and get this guy in there. What's up, guy? Oh man, look at the colors on this guy. Come on, boom. He's in there like swimwear. Yeah, he's gonna get big in here. I have one more left. Let me get this guy in there. This is the bigger of the 2 redtail phantoms that's been growing out in here. They've been in here for close to 3 weeks to a month probably. So it definitely, you know, I felt bad that they were in here, not really, you know, swimming and not really getting as big as they should be getting. So we're gonna move this guy over here. We're gonna move him. Come on, buddy. We're gonna move him in here as well. Little fighter. There he goes. And there he goes. So they're in their new enclosures. This right here, this 4 foot by 4 foot pool pond, I got this off of Amazon, guys. It was only $32. It's a lot of space in here. This is a kiddie pool pond. It's a whole bunch. It's more than enough space in here for them to grow out. They could almost be, you know what I'm saying, a good foot, a good 2 feet before I even really have to move them out of this pond to go into this pond. Also, what I'm gonna do eventually is, I think I'm going to try to catch out the baby bass that's in here and put him inside of here, which I think would be really cool and really fun if I could find him in here and catch him out and put him in here. I'm also gonna need a bottom feeder to go into this pond right here. I really want to put my blue acaras in this pond as well, but I'm afraid that these little phantom redtails are going to munch down on them. But I don't want to leave them in there for very much longer. But I'm even more afraid that if I put them in this pond, that the Oscars are going to swallow them. So now I have to figure out who's more of a threat. Are the Oscars more of a threat? Or are these redtail phantoms more of a threat? I would have to say the Oscars. If I keep, you know, it well planted, they may have a chance to be in here. But I doubt if the bass is going to be a threat, because once I start feeding these catfish, I'm pretty sure he's going to follow suit when it comes to pellets or whatever it is I'm dropping in here. Because in here right now, as it stands, he really has no chance in here. So I'm going to find him and catch him out and put him in here. These are my electric blue acara. Catch him out. Get a little bit bigger. Pretty fish. Oh yeah, they get big. So we're gonna hold their own in there. Yeah, get you guys some space. You know, I had you in here for a while, Daddy. Sorry. Little jumpers. One more here. Got him. Look at this guy. Red on the tip. It's gonna be so pretty in here. All right. Now I just gotta catch. I had 6 of them, but I lost 2. I got this guy right here when he was a baby. He's getting pretty big himself. Fast for a little algae eater. It's my albino algae eater. Come on, buddy. I had 3 of them. I wish I had some more. But, one of them died. I put one of them in the pond. I haven't seen him, so I don't know if he's still in there. This guy's really pretty. I'm gonna drop him in here. There you go. He's the one to help clean up. So maybe I might go buy some more. If I really like him, I might keep him in this pond. I'm afraid the catfish gonna start to prey on him, but right now, good guy. So I put my electric blue caras inside of this kiddie pool pond right here. They're looking gorgeous in here. I felt so bad because I had them in the fish cage for about I want to say close to a month. They definitely gotten a little bit bigger since I've had them in there. But they're also in here with the redtail phantom catfish. So I'm hoping that they don't eat them. I'm gonna see if I can throw them out in this pond. In the meantime, while the redtail catfish are still small, it's a really nice little pond right here, little pond set up. So I'm hoping that they can live together for a little bit at least. I'm trying to get them bigger so I can go ahead and put them in this pond. But I'm afraid the oysters will start to try to prey on them. Actually, this is day 2 of me setting up this pond, and the only fish that I have not seen in here is one of the other biggest fish, which is my Delhaize Bisher. They're like little escape artists. I didn't think he would jump out of here because there's so much space, but now that I'm looking at all the rest of the fish, unless he's hiding underneath one of these pots, but I don't see him in here now that I think about it. And that's not making me very happy. Let's see if we can find this guy. Oh no. Don't tell me you escaped, dog. Come on, bro. Nah. He didn't get eaten, and he's not in this pond. What? I thought for sure he's still. What? I thought for sure he'd still be in here. Yeah, because there shouldn't have been no reason for this dude to get out unless he's back there hiding, which I doubt. Bruh, come on, man. I figure since these baby catfish are in this pond, I should probably start trying to hand feed them right away. What I've been noticing is they're really timid when it comes to eating out of my hand. I've had more success with just dropping the food in, but hopefully today will be a little bit different because this guy seems really interested. So I'm hoping he will get up the courage to just basically take it from my hand. And when you start off trying to hand feed them, you have to be really consistent or else they won't eat from your hand. And this is the problem that I've been facing in my larger pond with all of my monster catfish, is because I wasn't very consistent and I wasn't spending a lot of time out here in the back because, you know, life goes on. I have things to do. But I'm gonna keep trying, and I'm going to bring you guys along for that journey as well. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so I can keep you posted. Today was a bit of a challenge, but a win is still a win. All I have to do is just be consistent and keep coming out here and trying to hand feed. Now, let's get into this filter build. These are the materials that you will need for this build. First, you start off with a 5-gallon bucket. I'm using my 1 3/4 inch hole saw, but my uniseals are 1 inch. The reason why you want to use a 1 3/4 inch hole saw is because you want the hole to be a little bit larger than uniseal, or else you're not going to be able to fit the uniseal inside so easily. You can see how easily I pop in this uniseal. If you get a 1 inch hole saw, it's not going to work. So in the back of the bucket, we're also going to make a hole because this is where we're going to place our drain out valve. And this is the lid that came with the bucket. We're also going to put a hole in the lid because this is going to connect our pond pump to our filter. Next, we're going to measure the length of the PVC pipe that we want for our outflows, and we're going to cut them. You can use other methods of cutting the PVC pipe, but in my experience, this works faster for me. Now that I have these PVC pipe to the length that I want them, it's now time to place them inside the uniseals. These are going to be our outflows. Now, what I decided to do was place a little bit of silicone around the uniseals. That's just to make sure that I don't have any leaks. And I also placed another uniseal in a piece of PVC pipe in the hole that we made behind the bucket 2 inches from the bottom, because this is where our clean out valve is going to go. Basket right here. I put a hole in the top for my PVC pipe, and I also cut a hole right here. This hole right here is for the clean out valve. So once you put it in like this, put a little hole to where it sits right on top of that clean out valve. So basically all the debris is going to be trapped inside of this basket. So you want to get a basket that has some small holes like this to basically catch all this stuff. So the clean out valve is going to be used for when it's time to actually clean this this filter. This is a T connector right here, and these right here are 45-degree elbows right here. This is 1 inch PVC pipe. I got some PVC pipe. So you have the option to connect 90-degree elbows or 45-degree elbows to the T connector inside of the bucket. Pipe in between there is only about 2 inches long, so I did that so it can be able to fit inside the bucket. So once it goes inside the bucket, it's basically going to fit like this right here, but inside the bucket, which is cool because I got it to where it can barely fit in there. So it's gonna be it's gonna push it up just a little bit, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's not really a big deal. So that's what I did with that. But basically, when the water comes into this pipe right here and push it down at the bottom, the water is gonna swirl in from this side right here and then come around this side right there. So it's basically gonna come in like a tornado when it's coming up. It's gonna come up like this and move its way around. You can see how it's in there. I want to keep this little piece right here so it's in there. So boom, put it right there to where this is still over the top like this. Boom. I have some of these pot scrubbies right here. I'm just gonna line it up with the pot scrubbies, and then I'm gonna cut the filter floss that I have to basically align the sides of it. So here we are. I took the pot scrubbies out. I lined the bottoms of it. I'm also pushing some around the side, and I also have my my filter floss right here. Go ahead, like how I cut it was basically with this right here. I folded it like this. I put a slit across and a slit in between, so this way it just kind of opens up like this, and I can still close it on the top. This stuff right here is just gonna go down like this right here, and we're gonna just tuck it on the sides like this. So this is on the first layer right here. This is 2, which I'm almost done with it. I'm not done. I might do another layer. I gotta go to the store and I gotta get a drain valve. So here I am customizing this like I said I would for how I'm gonna do it. Using my PVC cutters right here. This right here is my drain out valve. This right here is a 90-degree elbow that I added to the top, and I also added one to the bottom, and I also attached a PVC pipe to connect them. The reason why I chose this design is because I wanted the water to flow out similar like a wave maker to agitate the surface of the water. This design will simulate a river current, and because there is constant motion in the water, I believe it will help out with filtration to keep the water moving and to eliminate any dead spots and hopefully discourage any mosquito breeding activity. This black connector piece came with the actual pump. I decided to silicone it to the piece of PVC pipe so this way that no water would leak through. This came with the actual pump. I decided to silicone it right here so we can actually so I could just basically do this later right here. This pipe right here is 3/4 pipe right here, PVC pipe. I had to go ahead and get a 3/4 plastic connector right here so I can basically put this on top of this, and then I got a male adapter right here to 1-inch PVC so I can be able to connect all this stuff. I added a 90-degree elbow at the top on both sides. This is how you bridge the water coming from inside to go up and to go over to go down into the filter, where the water then rises above the filter meter to get clean and then enters through the outflows. And remember that little hole that we put in the back of the bucket? I attached a 1-inch drain valve to help out with maintenance. This clean out valve has two purposes. One to assist me when trying to clean the filter, and the other one to help me out with simple water changes. Also, make sure you check out one of these videos on the end screen.